Hey, Daniela here, and welcome to another episode of Spa Marketing School. This is a new series brought to you by Addo Aesthetics, where we are breaking down into 15 minutes or less bits of information to help you be more profitable in your spa. And today I want to talk about your role as the CEO. Are you focusing on the right things in your business? And we're coming up on the half year mark, which is unbelievable in 2025. As per usual, the year is flying by. And this year has been an interesting year. It's created new challenges, it's created new opportunities. And you may find yourself in a position where you're needing to look at your goals and your strategies and maybe make some sort of pivot. Well, the summer is the perfect time to focus on strategy. All right. So I like to look at the summer as opportunity and possibility for the time to work on our businesses. Now, oftentimes, depending on the kind of focus of your business, the majority of us go through a little bit of a summer slowdown. And that summer slowdown has to do with families traveling, kids out of school, all kinds of other variables. Now, if you're a waxing studio or something like that, it may be your busiest time. Or if you're in a seasonal place, if you're at a spa up on the Cape, that's probably your busiest time. But we want to make sure that for those of you that do have a summer slowdown, we want to utilize this time to focus on strategy, to take that time to work on the business and to ensure that everybody on your team, including yourself, is working on the right things in the business. Now, we do this through a time tracker. And I always apologize first when I ask a CEO to do a time tracker. I say, I'm sorry, it's going to be kind of a pain to go through and do this, but I promise you will thank me when it's over. So, what you're doing is for 1 week, you are going to track every single thing that you are doing in 15-minute increments. And it's so important to actually be honest, be truthful about what is going on, what you're actually doing. If you are scrolling through Instagram, put that you're scrolling through Instagram, because we want this for the data to understand how can we streamline your opportunities, your efficiency, your productivity. Okay. So we just use a spreadsheet, and I actually break it down into different categories. So am I doing work time? Is this self-care time? Am I having fun in my life? Am I doing administrative tasks? What are the different, am I spending quality time with my family? So I want to understand the different categories. And then within work, what am I actually doing? Am I on Slack? Am I working the front desk? Am I communicating with my team? Am I creating content for social? Am I in the room? I want to understand what all of the things, what am I actually doing with my time? Now, when you have that data in the spreadsheet after doing the time tracker, we're going to group your activities into different buckets. And so there may be a bucket of you actually providing services for your patients or clients. There may be a bucket that you have CEO time. I want to know what you're doing within that CEO time. Are you doing email? Are you doing social media? Are you looking at KPIs? Are you looking at big picture vision or strategy around lead generation? Are you out there in the community getting to build relationships and getting to know other business owners? What is it that you are doing? Then, once we streamline that, once we understand the different buckets, we're going to look at where you need support. Okay. And we're also going to look at, is that what you should be doing with your time? And look, there's always going to be moments, we're small businesses. So there's always going to be moments that we as the CEO are replacing the toilet paper, and we as the CEO are doing the work that we need to do just to keep this thing moving. That's how it happens. But what are the things on our plate that can be uh, made more efficient with the use of AI? What are the things on our plate that could be delegated out? Email is a big one. I talk to a lot of CEOs that spend hours and hours and hours on email. Please don't do this. You can have a virtual assistant go through and categorize your emails, get rid of the ones that you don't need to respond to, and then just put the ones that you actually do need to respond to into a folder for you to do that. It can cut your email time down by probably 75% just by adding that task. Okay. Your calendar management, the KPIs, right? The KPI tracker is always this big one that I hear about that's a heavy lift or feels heavy in the business. Have a virtual assistant fill in the data for you, and then you spend the time just looking at what it is telling you. Because remember, the metrics, the numbers, that is the language of your business. That is telling you where the areas of opportunity are in your business. And that's exactly what we need to be looking at right now to understand, how can we be more profitable? Where is the low-hanging fruit in our business? Where are the areas of opportunity? Are there things that I'm doing that are not revenue generating activities that are just taking up my time? What can I let go of? Those are all the things that I want you to take a look at, to question, and to review on a regular basis. And I'll just tell you a story about our business. So we went through this process. We've been really focused on AI. We've been really focused on streamlining operations and efficiency to ensure that we can be as profitable as possible. And since we've been in the online space for about 11 years now, it's a long time. And I kind of come from the approach, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And so we had stuck with a particular software for a very long time, probably longer than we needed to, because at the time when we signed up for that particular software, there were no other competitors on the market. And that was the only software that was as sophisticated as it was what we needed for our email list. Well, now when we did this search and said, gosh, we're getting charged here and charged there, and how can we be more efficient and look at what other options are out there? Because let me tell you, moving your CRM is a huge project. It's a huge project. It's lots of headaches and all those things. But what I found out is we could save thousands of dollars by switching over to this software that was not only less expensive, but also gives us so much more capabilities to be able to reach out and connect with our clients on a deeper level. So not only was I saving massive amounts of money, I'm also being able to have more functionality. And that came from me doing this audit and looking at all of the pieces of our business and asking what is possible, where am I spending my time, where is my team spending their time, and can we focus as much as possible on revenue generating activities, whether that is increasing revenue or decreasing expenses, so that we can have a higher profit margin. Okay. Because profit is the name of the game. That is what we focus on. I know everybody has those big milestones to hit that $1 million mark and beyond, which is exciting and such a great goal. But at the end of the day, we care most about the amount of money that is going into your pocket as the founder and CEO. All right. So, action items from today's call: get a spreadsheet out. Focus on keeping track of what it is that you are doing during your working day every 15 minutes for an entire week. Do it Monday through Friday, then break that up into buckets, understand what the different categories are. What can you delegate? What can you get rid of? Look at all of those things, make a decision, and then be able to move forward. All right. I hope that this helps you generate more profit in your business, and I look forward to connecting with you next week.